Now, let's talk about leverage. Leverage is something that is very, very important in the forex market, and your broker would always offer you options. All right. Now, I'll be giving a an online explanation of what leverage is, and I'll try my possible best to explain it even more better. Right now, leverage is having the ability to control a large amount of money using none or very little of your own money and borrowing the rest. All right. It is the ability to trade a larger amount relative to your own account size. So you're literally borrowing money to trade. Now, your broker will give you the opportunity to borrow. Now, let me explain. You might be asking, what do I mean by borrow, borrow, borrow? Okay, let me explain this. So let's say you have $1,000 in your account and you want to trade, but you don't want to trade with that 1,000 because it's not giving you the opportunity to make much more money. You want to make bigger money. So you will now want to use that $1,000 that you have to trade a $10,000 trade. So let's say, for instance, you use let's say you buy EURUSD, $10,000 worth of EURUSD. All right. Now, how is that possible? It's not possible because you don't have 10,000 in your account. All right, you have just 1,000, but you need a higher power to trade. Then you tell your broker, okay, borrow me so and so amount. Your broker will say, okay, how much do you have? I have $1,000. Okay, we will give you $9,000 so that you have $10,000 so that you can trade bigger and earn bigger. So that is what leverage is. All right, so let's continue. So let's say you have a $1,000 in your account and you buy $10,000 worth of EURUSD. That means you borrowed the 9,000 from your broker. So if EURUSD that you bought for $10,000 goes up 10%, you would have made $1,000 profit. $10,000, it goes 10%. That is $1,000. So that means your $10,000 has become $11,000. Your broker will now collect their $9,000. You will now be left with what? $1,000 profit. Imagine, remember, you started with $1,000. Now you now have $2,000 in your account, making $1,000 profit in just split seconds because EURUSD went up just 10%. Just 10%. You made $1,000. Your broker will collect their $9,000 and they will give you the profit that you made. Now, let's now say it goes against you. You bought, right? EURUSD $10,000. It went 10% upward. You made that profit. That's $1,000. So let's say it went against you 10%. Your broker will just remove their $9,000 and leave you with $0. Can you imagine? Now, that is how deadly leverage can be. Now, let's see what we have here. So, your brokerage firm will give you opportunity to choose. If you did not borrow that money to trade, and let's say you just used your $1,000 to trade and you made 10%, that means you would have made just $100. But because they gave you a buying power or a selling power to use a bigger amount, you made $1,000 instead of just $100. It is very enticing. So a whole lot of people do go for higher leverage, and most times it is always detrimental to them. It works most times. For instance, if you have a $50 account and you're using the lowest leverage, you're not even using or you don't even want to use their leverage at all, you won't be able to buy, you won't be able to, as in, trade with bigger lot sizes. You'll be restricted to trading lower lot sizes because your leverage is very low. But if you're using unlimited leverage, or 1 to 2,000, 1 to 1,000, 1 to 100, with that $50, you can trade one lot size, 5 lot size. You understand? Meaning your broker is giving you the ability to use small money and trade big lot size. If the trade goes in line with your prediction, you're making thousands of dollars with just $1 you can make $1,000, $2,000. Very beautiful. But what if that trade goes against you? You're also losing the same thing. So leverage is very, very important. Let's head over to my screen. Let me show you the leverage our broker is giving us. Let's go. Okay, now let's head over to our XNext account. All right. So every account you create has its information. And you can remember during our tutorial, we created this demo account. Now you would see deposit withdraw details. Once you tap details, now it's showing you the balance, the equity, the profit and loss, the margin, the free margin, margin level, all those ones you'd already need to bother about them, although they have their informations which we'll be dropping. We'll be explaining to you what all this thing means. Now, based on this tutorial, we're talking about leverage. I want to show you the leverage XNext is actually giving to its traders. So what you want to click is settings. Once you click settings, you see below here maximum leverage. So this was the leverage I actually chose. All right, so it is at the highest risk. And as you can see, if you check at the right hand side, it's showing you from down to top. The lowest is 1 to 2. You can ask, if you might ask, what is the meaning of 1 to 2? So let's say, for instance, you have a $1,000 account. Now they are telling you that the lowest leverage is they are giving you which is 1 to 2, meaning you have a 2,000 buying power. With your $1,000, you have a $2,000 buying power. 1 to 20 means you have a 20,000 buying power. With your $1, with your $1,000, you have a 20,000 buying power. 1 to 50 is you have a $50,000 buying power. If you notice, the risk is getting high. 1 to 100 meaning you have a $100,000 buying power. I explained it earlier. So what does this actually mean? If you check the EUR/USD chart, the chart, it's not like the currency is not like currencies that moves up and down massively. Let's say, for instance, the EUR/USD, let's say the EUR is 1.1 to the United States dollar. Let's say $1 is 1.1 euro. So meaning the euro is passing the dollar with like 1 cent. Now, it is impossible for you to now come tomorrow and now see that the euro has come down to 80 cents or 70, while the dollar is now 1. Then before you know it, you come next tomorrow, you see that the euro has moved from that 80 to 5. So $1 is now worth 5 euro. Do you understand? So the market doesn't move that speed or that fast. It's small, small. The euro can be 1 to 1 cent, 1.1 to $1 for many months, for years, but it will just be moving 1 cent, minus 1 cent, 2 cents. You see that movement in the market. If you want to trade with your normal $50, $100, and how long do you think you can catch a 10% move in the market? So 10% of $50 is how much? $5. And it is impossible for you to even catch that 10% move sometimes, most times. So that's why I see leverages help. So with that your small $50, you can choose the highest leverage, which is 1 to okay, let's just say you're using 1 to medium risk, you're using 1 to 100 $1,000. So 1 to 100. All right. So you have let's say you have $50. All right. So, or let's just use $1,000 so that this illustration will be very, very easy. You have $1,000 and you now choose the medium risk, which is 1 to $100,000 leverage. Now you have $100,000 buying power. So instead of you using that your normal $1,000 to trade without leverage at all, before you can see the market moves very, very it's like the movement is not too volatile. So currency pairs are not too volatile, although there are some currency pairs that are very volatile, that you come today, you just see the market has moved from 10 to 200. So if it is those ones, yes, you can even trade those ones without leverage, and even you can be sure that you can make 10% in one day. But if you are trading the normal currency pairs that we have, EUR/USD, GBP USD, USD JPY, and all, the the market doesn't move that. It's not as volatile as that. Making 10%, 20% in a day it's not even possible some most times. You understand? So if you're now trading without leverage and you have a $50, a $100 account, yes, $100 account, 1% safe in a day is sometimes unrealistic if you're trading without leverage. All right, so you can't make much money. So that's why you see your brokerage firm and I'll give you the opportunity. Okay, oh, you have $50, right? Okay, don't worry, come. We'll give you the opportunity to use that $50 to have a $50,000 buying power. So that even when the market move one pips or move 1%, 1% of $50,000 is how much? So let's say now move 10%. So you see, the higher the buying power, the more the percentage it moves, the higher the profit you make. So it's also related to loss too. So just be having it in mind. Don't think it only benefits you. It can also be can also be detrimental to your account, because if that thing now goes against you 2% or 3% or 5%, you can blow your account instantly. So this is what leverage is all about, and these are the leverages XNext gives you. Me, most times I use unlimited. It's very risky, but I know how to use the right lot size. I know how to manage my risk. I use stop loss in case the trade is not going in my prediction. Let it just close in this minimal loss and all. So you can still succeed. Thank you very much, guys.